Good evening. I'm here to talk about three elements related to paratransit and, in a way, to the mainline bus. One, I was here last month and I told you that the call notification system had not been working. I need to say, as of today, there has been an improvement. It is now back on track, but it needs to be tweeted just a little bit because it isn't, in my opinion, calling far enough in advance. For example, I've seen three situations within a week. In my case, the call system was activated 2 minutes prior to the arrival of the van. I've been on the van when someone was boarding and then the phone rang. That happened on 2 occasions. So it needs to be improved, but it's working. Secondly, I want to talk about this issue of penalties. It's the dispatcher's responsibility, and I know, to cancel the trip. But it's the driver's involvement initially with the individual that communicates with the dispatcher. It's not enough to train the individuals, whether it's mainline or whether it's paratransit, with the idea of security and sensitivity. It's important that the person comes to the situation, both rider and driver, with a positive, respectful attitude. And I find that we're running into situations out there where attitudinal barriers are in place, and we need to work on that. And thirdly, I'm concerned about persons getting penalized, and VIA is maintaining a list, and the person isn't being called until after the person has accrued 3 penalties. I think we need to do a little something about that, because, this service of paratransit is a necessity for the quality of life for individuals, and it's also an opportunity for VIA to provide quality service. I thank you for this opportunity, and I'm glad that the call notification system is working.
Lori Zertucci.
Hello, my name is Laurie Zertucci. On June 23rd of 2013, I received a call from area code 210-736-5050. The person left no voicemail message, so I promptly returned the phone call. Nobody answered the phone, so I called the 362-5050 number, and the agents there had no idea who might have called me, and Agent 15 could only guess why they called me, but he himself did not know why I was called. If VIA is going to call their VIATRANS patrons and not leave a voicemail message of any kind, they should do it from a phone number that patrons, when they call that number, somebody will be there to answer the call instead of the phone ringing and ringing off the wall. Thank you.
Joe McMullen.
Thank you very much. This is Joe McMullen, and the first thing I just wanted to bring up was that sometimes I know my wife, she catches a VIATRANS, and what she does is when she calls, she tells them what time she wants to be there at the particular, like she has an appointment at 2 o'clock, she tells them she has to be there at 2 or something. And so sometimes they'll schedule it way before and then take her straight over there, so she has to wait outside in the heat, which is, this time of year is kind of rough, especially if the place is closed and not open yet.
I'm here to talk about One of the things that Larry mentioned, the call notification system. I've seen a lot of things acquired by VIA over the years, last 20 years, since I've been using paratransit. It's one thing to have it, and it's another thing to use it. And so I'm letting you know, for the past month or so, the notification system you've had, but it hasn't been utilized or working effectively. It was my understanding that that was an element that was going to be acquired to enhance to do away with, possibly minimize the no-shows that you have. We knew that the cab had that component, and we knew that VIA was going to get it, and it was wonderful when it was acquired. But let me tell you from a personal experience, it helps me tremendously to have that notification system. It helps me when the ADL system occurs the night before if you have a scheduled trip the next day. It helps me when the call occurs letting me know the van's on the way. What I detest more than anything would be an excuse when the system isn't working or isn't being used. The excuse that is given to the riders is that if an incident occurs, is that that's just the courtesy we have. Well, I say to VIA, it's necessary that the drivers and the riders be courteous to each other. But it's a necessity that anything you purchase, especially with taxpayer dollars, that it be used the way it's intended to be used. And let's not make excuses. Thank you for your time.
Ferris Hodge.
Thank you very much. This is Joe McMullen, and the first thing I just wanted to bring up was that sometimes I know my wife, she catches a VIATRANS, and what she does is when she calls, she tells them what time she wants to be there at the particular, like she has an appointment at 2 o'clock, she tells them she has to be there at 2 or something. And so sometimes they'll schedule it way before and then take her straight over there, so she has to wait outside in the heat, which is, this time of year is kind of rough, especially if the place is closed and not open yet.